Hey everyone, it's Brennan here talking about my top albums from the year 2006. Let's jump right in and talk about my favorite album from 2006, which is Nocturne by The Human Abstract. It's a progressive metal album with lots of neoclassical shredding on the guitar. It's their first full-length album. This band's They've made two full-length albums since then. All of their albums are great. But yeah, this one takes my top spot of the year. It was just a step above any guitar playing I had heard up until that point. Really blew my mind when I heard it. My second favorite album of 2006 is Suck Out the Poison by He Is Legend. It's their second full-length album. It has more of a metalcore sound as opposed to their first album that's more post-hardcore sound. I heard some fans didn't like Suck Out the Poison as much, but it's actually one of my favorite He Is Legend albums, maybe my absolute favorite actually. China White 2 is one of my favorite songs by them, and it's on this album. Great song if you want to check it out. And my third favorite album from 2006 is The Fall of Ideals by All That Remains. I think this is All That Remains' best album in my opinion. It's another metalcore classic in my top 5 all-time metalcore albums. This band has released a couple weaker albums, but in the later half of the 2000s decade, they were really killing it. That was their peak musical output, in my opinion. Now let's go to some honorable mentions. So those are my top 3. I'm going to give 4 honorable mentions. I think that should be enough. First one, A Death Grip on Yesterday by Atreyu. Another metalcore album. Their follow-up to The Curse. Another solid output from them. Define the Great Line by Under Oath is another good metalcore album from this year. And my next 2 are not metalcore. The next one is The Red Tree by Moneen. It's like indie rock with emo and post-hardcore influences. Lots of really catchy, memorable, and really kind of sad sounding songs, but really catchy and good album. And the last honorable mention is Death of a Dead Day by Sixth. It's progressive metal. It's kind of early gent before people were using that term gent. Great guitar playing. Yeah, and what were my favorites at the time? So at the time in 2006, I was 15, turning 16. I think this is the first year in this series where my current top 3 also aligns with what my top 3 was at the time. There are some other ones that I really liked at the time that would have received honorable mentions back then, but didn't quite make my top 7. So those were Black Holes and Revelations by Muse. It's alternative rock. Inhuman Rampage by Dragon Force, power metal album. Dragon Force song Through the Fire and the Flames was like the hardest song in Guitar Hero 3, and that kind of just got me into them. Crazy guitar playing. And Billy Talent 2 by Billy Talent. A great punk rock album. I still love these 3 albums. They're still probably in my top 20 from 2006, but didn't quite make my top 7. So that's it for my video about 2006. Share any albums that you think I should check out that I might have missed from 2006. And I'll talk to you next time when we talk about 2007.